Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu and here with me is Bawx. Say hello, Bawx.
Hi folks, and Tycho, thank you so much for having me back.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful to have you here. Everybody loves Bawx and I love Bawx, so actually since this is a long match, I think let's get started and then talk about what's going on. I'm at the 5-second mark and we'll unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So on my side, I'm watching the Soviets SVA-MP and Smile Shows Happiness. Who do you have over there, Bawx?
I have Rogers and Boogeyman.
So there we go. Rogers, one of the Company Heroes 2 casters over at CoH2.org. So go ahead and check out Rogers and Pounder's YouTube channel if you like Rogers at all. He's pretty awesome. But yeah, we have a 2v2. So I haven't played a lot of these and I don't watch a ton of them, but apparently this is the best match that Rogers has ever played in his 7-year Company of Heroes history. So I'm excited.
I wouldn't doubt it. If also as another plug for Rogers, he does have a Twitch feed, which is worth checking out. I believe he's usually on later Pacific Standard Time here in the U.S., so if you ever want to watch him 2v2, Rogers is usually pretty entertaining when he's kind of just casting those and playing along. So the reason why we came across this replay was I had been watching it live for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I liked what I saw and reached out to Tycho, and here we all are.
And I am pumped. Yeah, Rogers plays all sorts of stuff on that Twitch channel. I think he's played like Dead Space 3 or something, but it's mostly CoH2 now. And they're even uploading that stuff to YouTube, so check it out. But yeah, we're on Moscow Outskirts, the winter version. This is a 2v2 map in addition to a 1v1 map. Slightly better size for 2v2, right, because it's kind of big.
Yeah, I agree. You've got the first engagement, bottom left-hand side, going right for the fuel. A little bit of an aggressive start from Rogers here. He's about to have to retreat, though. You got conscripts coming up. Oh, no, wait a second. He's just going to hit the building. There you go. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough place for him, right? Because the deep snow just slows his pioneers down so much that they need to get into close range if they want to do anything, but he just got, like, brutalized coming in. Might have worked slightly better if he had tried to sort of hop the fence to the left of the strategic point instead of, or the fuel point instead of coming in on the right, but I guess he wanted to get to the building ASAP.
Yeah, I know Rogers right now is going with a 2-Gren start with an MG currently being K'd. Boogeyman's running down the right-hand side, grabbing some fuel and probably that victory point. I personally on this map don't like splitting up that much this early. Usually when I play with my buddy, we go center and left or center and right. That way it's a lot easier to help each other out here. But we'll see. I mean, once the Germans get some mobility going, it won't really matter that much.
Yeah, and it looks like SVMP, or SVA map, or whoever the heck that is, the other Soviet, he's headed sort of to the right. He sent his first conscript squad over there, but mostly he's just been hanging out in his base, building a thing, apparently, with his first engineers. Oh, I guess they capped some stuff on the right first, and then they retreated. That makes more sense.
Yep, Pio's forced out of the building, so now they're going to have to go ahead and use the 2-Gren squads to get both the engineer squad and the conscript squad out. Although conscript's down to 1 guy, he's got to be careful.
Yeah, it looks like Rogers got exactly what he wanted out of here. He's going to maintain control of this fuel. Oof, loses, or the Soviets lose that squad, so that's really bad. So the Germans are going to have both fuels right off the bat, and that's going to be really nice for them.
Actually, a rather interesting choice by Boogeyman. He's got a mortar out. He looks like he went 2 Grenadiers and a mortar. So probably hoping for some combined arms tactics, maybe with some MG usage. But I don't know, what do you think of mortars out in the open like that? Without any support, I usually find them to be lame ducks, especially because they're only 3-man squads.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough, but this is such a big map that you can sort of have space to keep your mortar sort of in the back, just in some open area, and he is supporting it pretty well with his infantry, screening them off, so, you know, if you can get some damage in on some enemy squads early off, force them to retreat really far back, I think it works pretty well on a nice big map like this. We have a Molotov going in on the left by the fuel. Rogers getting really hurt with his Grenadiers here.
Yeah, he's going to get him out of there. There's no way. Although he does have the MG coming up in the back there, taking its time, wading through the snow. I think the conscript saw that, and they're running now. So.
Yeah, so definitely better play, I think, from the Germans so far. They know what they want, and they're getting it. Both the fuels are theirs to take, and then Rogers is just going to have to link it back up. Meanwhile, Soviets, SVA-MP, not the greatest player. He's got his engineers just idle in his base after building his Tier 1, and he's going for a sniper squad out, too. So it looks like Boogeyman's going to have lots of fun fighting him over here on the right if he keeps up not effectively utilizing everything he's got.
Do you think he's going to go, any indications of going kind of clown car sniper? Is that the indication, or what do you think?
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't, and in fact I just swapped over to him, and there you go. We got the scout car, clown car, whatever you want to call it, right out here right now, so he's probably going to load the sniper up, drive around in that. So the sniper is going to be even less accurate when driving around in that scout car, and especially on a map like this that's so large. Like, it's nice to get your sniper into position with the clown car, But since you have so much room to run around and stuff, and there's all these fences and stuff, chances are you'd be better off just using your sniper to shoot like all the way across one of these big open spaces, and because you have so much room to just retreat if someone comes after you.
Yep, and there's that the sniper car on the right-hand side there. It does look like Boogeymann's also going with the 3 Grenadier start. Rogers also has 3 Grenadiers. And he's actually upgraded this group with an LMG. So usually I happen to wait. Once my squad gets Vet 1, then I'll go ahead and reward them with a light machine gun or something like that. Otherwise, I feel it's a little bit much. And it's, you know, when a scout car is that close, I don't know if he has the funds to Faust him or not. But he's only down to 1 guy. He's got to be very careful.
Yeah, that would be... He's probably going to... Oof, loses it.
Gone. That's a very expensive investment.
Yeah, no, I don't get LMGs this early in the game either, for pretty much the same reason, right? You want to have the munitions to Faust the scout car, and you also want to make sure the Gren squad's going to survive long enough to make the LMG work. And once they get Vet 2, that's when they really can stand up to enemy fire. So if, you know, you wait until Vet 1 or something, they're that much closer, grab them the LMG, and then maybe make effective use of them then, instead of just dumping so many munitions in.
Yep, Molotov in the center there. Rogers has to get out of the way, and it looks like he's outgunned, even though it's a low-health conscripts, 2 low-health conscript squads. I thought there was a 3rd one hiding on the road, but it looks like they've moved somewhere else.
Yeah, so I was about to... Yeah,
he just lost the squad. He's down 1.
I was about to say Rogers was doing a good job bringing the fight here to the center so that sort of his allies' mortar could support him, and also he could draw people away from the fuel, because right now he's locked down the fuel with that MG. But yeah, losing that Gren squad, totally not worth it.
Oh, nice. Scout car down on the right. Did he lose the the snipers? Of course the snipers survived.
Right, no, they're totally okay, but on the retreat they're probably going to take some damage if they get unlucky. The important thing is keeping both those models alive, because then you can go back to your base and heal up, but... oh yeah, we do have healing researched at Smiles Shows Happiness, so, oh, and SVA-MP. So I was about to say you can walk over to your ally to get healed up, but I guess they've both dumped the 250 manpower in there for some reason, to get medics for both of them.
Actually, that's a good trick. I've seen the German players in 2v2s put a bunker in between and then upgrade it to the medic bunker. I've never seen the Soviets just use 1 HQ as a healing station. That's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more micro, right? Because instead of building the mortar, or building the bunker halfway in between, you do have to keep walking over to your allies' HQ, but, you know, save you 250 manpower, totally worth it.
It looks like both Rogers and Boogeyman have gone tier 2. Rogers, I'm looking to see if he's got... Oh, there it is. He's got a half-track out, which I thought was an interesting choice to go half-track first rather than maybe AC first and then half-track. You know, typically I tend to do that just as a safety valve, just in case they get too many scout cars out. And that scout car is just wasting Boogeyman's units right now. Oh, mortar down.
Ouch. Yeah, it looks like a good read on their opponents. They haven't seen scout car spam yet, so they decided to hold off on the armor car. We do actually have another scout car out by SVA-MP, but the Germans don't know it yet. And now that we have this blizzard, I think it's going to be time for the Germans to push onto the map and the Soviets to try and get in through the cracks. It's weird that both... Well, I was going to say it's weird that both Germans went tier 1 and tier 2, or tier 0 and tier 1, or whatever the heck, but tier 3 is just really bad for Germans, so everyone just... There's no reason to get it. So I guess it makes sense. Dump all the stuff into the early tiers, and someone can eventually tech up to the tanks.
Yeah, we do have a doctrine choice by Rogers. It looks like he went with, I think it's the Panzer Lightning. It's the one that gives you the Tiger, Stuka close air support. You get the Gewehr 43s early. And from the Twitch streams that I've seen, Rogers seems to go with this doctrine a lot, using the Gewehr 43s because he has Gren spam to great effect. Although he does have a Panzer Grenadier squad out on the field that just hit. So we'll see if he upgrades them with Shreks or not. And we'll see. Is there really any armor, any T-34s coming out right now? What are the Soviets really up to? It looks like the Germans are kind of in control at the moment.
Yeah, Soviets, not really sure what they've got planned. I don't see any evidence of teching from them. They have been fuel-starved the entire game, so they're going to have trouble teching to anything. SVA-MP doesn't even have the fuel to tech up. Smile Shows Happiness is at 87. Smiles has picked a doctrine. He's got the thing that gives you shock troops and the camouflaged AT guns and the conscript repair and the ISU 152. But I'm not sure he's not using it for anything yet, right? Because he can't call in the shock troops. So it seems like sort of a premature doctrine choice on his part. Not sure why he went with that.
And I believe it went up a little earlier. I didn't catch it in the snow, but it does look like Rogers went ahead and built a machine gun bunker on the field on the left-hand side there. So really locking down the field, doing a good job, and dual scout cars on the right-hand side, it seems.
Yeah, Boogeyman probably going to lose some Grenadiers to the cold here. They're hanging out near the half-track so they can just reinforce immediately, but that's not an effective use of manpower, just like hang out and replace all the dead frozen people with new ones from inside the half-track.
I think one just dropped. Fell right over.
Yeah, the half-track just picks them up, brings them inside, feeds them the hot chocolate, and gives them back to you for like 40 manpower. It's just a scam run by the half-tracks. That's what Blizzards
are.
are.
Distributors during the war.
Right, yeah. And this is crazy. We have engineers like right up close to an MG42. That's what you get during Blizzards. You can get so close to these machine guns before before they see you. And if SVMP had moved just a little bit further, he could have totally gotten out of that arc and gotten a flank going. So that's one of the reasons I think Blizzards tend to favor attackers in a lot of ways, because you can just flank those weapon teams with almost no trouble.
Right.
As long as you know where they are.
On the left-hand side, Bunker went ahead and pinned that conscript squad on the left, so one squad down for the Soviets, just they can't use them, so they have to go right back to base and try it again. I mean, that's got to be kind of frustrating. Although he does know it's there, so maybe he's sighting it?
I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's just running at it with 3 squads. He's like, maybe if I just keep running at it, it's going to run out of ammo or something. If he had hit the dirt, right? If he had hit the dirt, he could just hit the dirt right here and cap this point and not even worry about the bunker, but instead he's just throwing his units away. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, one pin, he's trying to decap it, which I think he'll get away with it. Yep, so at least he decapped it. And it looks like at least the fuels, if have not been... Did the fuel on the right get captured by the Soviets? Do they have that, or is it just decapped?
Yeah, they do have it, so, you know, they're crawling their way back into this game, and I guess it was worth it to get the decap. I feel like he could have done that with 1 squad rather than 2, or at least, like, keep 1 squad in the building so that when 1 squad gets pinned, the other one can come out fresh and new, but I don't know.
Oh, we do have Boogeymann's going with a heavy Panzer Corps, so saved up his funds, because Boogeyman doesn't really have that many units on the field. I think he has 2 Gren squads and a Pio. Oh, no, he's got the AC, yes. He's got a Pio, upgunned AC, and 2 Grens that just remanned that mortar in the center that I believe froze to death. I don't think anything really hit it. So, unforced errors, especially like in 2v2 games or especially 1v1s, you know, having a squad like that die out is something you want to avoid, I would assume, at all costs. That just comes with playing more often, I assume.
Yeah, definitely. So we have 2 mortars out now for the Axis, 1 from Rogers, 1 from Boogeyman. And at the same time, the Soviets have the Smile Shows Happiness has teched up to a mechanized armor company and has called in some shock troops. So these shock troops are going to have the potential to turn the game in the Soviets' favor, right? Because there's almost nothing the Germans have aside from machine guns that can stand up to them. Because I guess you said Rogers had a Panzergrenadier squad somewhere.
Yeah, he does. It's running around. He's got an upgun. It's got an upgraded with Shreks in the center, fighting off the shock troops that are moving up here. And it looks like, yeah, he got a machine gun here, so Soviets pushing up. And that half-track's got to be really careful. There's an AT gun right there. He got naded. That's not good. Although it's not shooting, so I'm not quite sure if, like, is the fence blocking line of sight on that? Because that's incredibly lame.
Yeah, line of sight's really weird in Company Heroes 2. It can be tough to see, tough to know what can see what.
Yeah, this goofy little half-track just, I walked right into the cone of fire and it never shot. So we'll see if actually the Soviet gets 1 shot off, because that's all it's really going to need. And he misses.
Oh, it's like a pack.
Yeah, they're going to the goulash for that one. That's, yeah, he's not shooting. Oh, there we go. He misses again.
Oh, come on.
We'll never see them again. Don't worry about it.
You have to at least try. Now we have a clown car coming in to save the day, but it just stops midway through. It doesn't know if it wants to chase or not.
Oh, so there's a teller mine up right there in the center waiting for a scout car to hit it, but it looks like the scout car isn't going to take the bait. It's going to kind of stay back. Oh, wait.
Yep. Oh, so close.
Oh, come on.
Man, if it hit that while the infantry is right there, that would be just devastating.
Oh, there's no way they're going to hold this. They're about to get overrun. Unless Rogers can get it. His MG's got to move up a little bit. It's just barely stopping those shock troops from moving.
You know what he could do? He could... Oh, he rifle grenaded this! I was about to say, you could do that, and then he did it. That's perfect. Yes.
Well,
excellent trap. What I love is the splash damage taking out the clown car, too. It's like... I was figuring it would kill the infantry, right? But, like, I don't know, the vehicle? But, whew, that was nuts.
He's got to retreat that double vet Gren squad. It's not going to do that much damage sitting behind there. He's got to watch out.
Yeah, and they're almost freezing, too, so that'd be bad. And also needs to get his half-track out of there. It cannot stand up to small arms fire. He's potentially going to get killed by these conscripts if he's not careful. Trying to repair it with his pioneers. Are they going to be in time? This is going to be AT grenaded, maybe? It's the only reason they're running up so far.
Yeah, I think he just threw the 18-8 on and just blew it to smithereens.
So, Soviets clawing their way back in with this sniper doing some damage. They lost their scout car, but they've got their AT gun set up now. And it's going to be maybe tough for the Germans to move in on the middle.
Another useless rifle nade, I think, just went off from Boogeyman in the center. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those cases, he's got an AC that's kind of in the back that could be used. Oh, no, wait, there's an Su-76. I don't think you can really use an upgun scout car to take that on.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard with that too, the F-gun scout car, you circle strafe the Su-76, it can take it out, not too much trouble. The issue is that the Su-76 will take you out too if you're not careful, so it's a very glass cannon thing.
Yeah, it looks like that MG, if he's not careful, doesn't move, it's about to get blown to smithereens as well. Good use of the RD ability there.
Yeah, and Rogers sees it, he packs up, and he's out of there.
I said Boogeymann's pretty close. He can get a Faust off with that one-man Gren squad, or another sniper squad I see. He could probably just get a rifle grenade off over there and maybe get a chance to kill it. We'll see.
Oh, I think we just lost a Panzergren squad with the Shreks in the middle.
Yeah, let me see where he is. Yeah, they're gone because they have he has a new one that just hit the field that's coming in now.
That's really unfortunate.
Free MG42, or was that the light machine gun?
Yeah, it was the LMG. So that's really unfortunate because those Shreks would be perfect against this Su-76. 1 or 2 hits, and it'll go down to really low health, especially if you hit it in the back. But that sniper really doing a number on the Germans. It's up to 10 kills so far, and there's between that and the other sniper, which is at 8. Germans need to get some lucky mortar hits, maybe, to take the sniper out. That's probably my best strategy.
I have fallen victim to that more times than I would like to admit.
I think that's actually what Peter, one of the Relic devs, offered as a possible counter to snipers during the TFN Frontline tournament when he was casting one of the matches. He said, you know, you can use artillery and stuff to bombard snipers and take them out. So that's straight from Relic, tips for taking out snipers. Get lucky hits with artillery.
Is it the German mortar that can... I think it's the half-track mortar you can incinerate. I mean, that could work. It strikes me as a little expensive and you have to go with a certain doctrine to do it, but, you know, that's what he's getting at.
Yeah, or at least area denial for those snipers. Oof, man, Rogers really getting pounded from this Su-76 and loses the machine gun. That's really bad.
And Boogeymann's toast on the right-hand side. He's about to lose a double vet upgunned scout card to 3 conscript squads, and his pilots aren't going to stand a chance here either.
Yeah, I'm curious if that scout car did anything. Now we're up to Su-85, so the Soviets finally get into their late game tech. Seems like earlier than the Germans, despite that fuel stranglehold that the Germans have and this OP that the Germans have built on the fuel. We haven't seen much in the way of heavy tanks. Are they teching up to any of them right now?
I know right now Rogers is only at 4 CP. He needs 1 more to get the Tiger. He's floating 276 fuel
Rogers.
At this point. So I don't...
he's waiting for the Tiger.
Check his tech up. He's got the... He's at Battle Phase 2, he's tech, so he could make a whole bunch of Panzer IVs if he wanted to. My guess is he's going to go Panthers. Although, you know, Boogeymann's got the heavy Panzer Corps, and he had that, what, 4 or 5 minutes ago? So they've teched up. There's no tanks on the map. I'm just kind of curious as to why they've decided not to do that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Germans because the window in which their tanks would have been most effective was before this Su-85 got out here. Now that it's on the field, the Germans are going to have to be much more cautious with their tanks. And now we have an Su-85 from the other Russian player too, Smile Shows Happiness, so this is going to be really tough for the Germans busting out any armor now.
Yeah, and the benefit of a relatively open map like this is while the Su-85s are effective no matter how you really use them at range, at least you've got a chance to circle strafe around a little bit. Some of the maps that have those kind of narrow choke points, you know, the Su-85s are just unstoppable. But on a map like this, you at least have a chance to maybe circle strafe, maybe get around it. You know, if you're tactical with your vehicles, it's not quite as bad, I would say, you know, compared to other maps. So we'll see if the Germans can take advantage of that.
Yeah, certainly. And I guess, yep, Panther. So Panther's a great tank for circle strafing because it's nice and fast compared to other tanks of its armor and gun caliber. Because, I mean, it's not the fastest tank in the world, but it's also really strong, right? So between that and its speed, it's probably one of the best circle strafing tanks. You just have to be careful that you don't get too far into enemy lines and end up circle strafing right into an AT gun or something, because the Panther's so expensive that...
I'm not quite sure. There's an Su-76 on the left-hand side, just kind of ran into everything. I assume it was meant to take out this bunker, but it's run into a bunch of Grens. Luckily, Rogers only has, what, 84 ammo, so he can't completely Faust it to death, but kind of derping it out right now on the left.
Yeah, an extremely questionable use of the Su-85 too. SVAMP is sending that to the left also, maybe also to deal with the bunker. It's tough to know. You don't want to use tank destroyers like this. You don't want to get them so far into enemy lines because, of course, their power is from shooting from long range, from far away, and not being flanked. And, of course, this is just asking to be flanked right here.
Sniper, there's a sniper in a conscript squad. Looks like sniper's going to run and get shot right in the chest.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Rogers trying to save his his grenadiers with that bumble grenade. They're gonna get out anyways.
Yeah, check out the VPs. Looks like the Germans have a pretty considerable lead. It's just under 100, 460 to 380 right now. Just hit 380.
Yeah, I gotta say, unit preservation for these Soviets, and especially unit use in terms of not clumping up their people, could use some work. SVAMP is losing conscripts left and right. Just lost another conscript squad, either to those Panzergrenzer or from freezing. And Smausch's Happiness seems to be moving all of his infantry in one massive clump, which is the opposite of what you want to be doing. At the very least, you want your shock troops going first because they can soak up all the damage. Then send the conscripts in from the sides later on. Don't just blob.
Yeah, it looks like Panther is just kind of running in blindly there. He could really use a scouting unit, whether that's, I would say a German sniper, but I don't think anybody gets those. Just sacrifice a Pio or something just to see what's going on, because he did have an Su-85 over there.
Yeah,
this on the flank. There you go.
Oof. This one Maxim is doing a lot of work for the Soviets, suppressing all those Panzergrens, keeping them from taking out the Su-85 while it gets the Panther.
And it's gone.
So that was a surprising win for the Russians. He just got very lucky that his Su-85, out of position, happened to be in the perfect place to catch the Panther, which was going in like way too aggressively. Had the Germans scouted with his infantry first, probably his Panzer Grenadiers with the Shreks would have caught the Su-85, damaged the engine, and hurt it enough for the Panther to come in and circle strafe it to death. But 25 kills on the Soviet sniper that's retreating right now. And actually we've got a third sniper built by the Soviets too, so these snipers can be super effective even if you're not so good at the video game, because they just pick away at the German infantry and force them to charge, and if they charge they're probably already at low models because you've been picking away at them the whole time on such a big map, and then by the time they get close to your snow... Whoa, what do we have coming in here? Katyusha?
In the center there? Oh yeah, that's a Katyusha. It looks like it anyway. And then there's a Tiger to the rescue on the left-hand side who just forced a conscript squad off. So even if the Soviets have 3 snipers, I don't think 3 snipers can take on a Tiger. Unless they patch that.
Well, you never know. They'll just button it or something. So that was a crazy fight in the middle. The Katyusha destroyed, like, all the German infantry, and then the Maxim in the little house collapsed. I saw the flamethrower firing at it earlier, and the flamethrower melted some of the snow on the roof, which was pretty impressive.
Looks like we've got a recon run. Yep, there's a recon run, checking out the base, trying to see what else is left. Su-85, Tigers, and Tigers got to face that, although Su-85 should not be running into it like that. Especially it's about to get Fausted.
Yeah, no, that's terrible use of your tank destroyer right there. Don't drive into the Tiger.
Oh, wait a second, though. Yeah, he's got the AT gun, he's got the Su-85. He's kind of doing that bizarre pivot thing. He might lose that if he's not careful. Nope, I'll probably get it right.
He just gets a lucky penetration, the Tiger could go down. Brings up the Su-76 to try and finish it off. That's not happening.
I was actually kind of hoping these conscripts I don't know if they were paying attention. The conscripts could have just thrown an AT-nade on them, but I don't know if they've got the tech for it or not. But that would have been a dead Tiger, just throw the AT-nade on the other side of the hedge.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't even teched up to AT grenades, which is kind of unconscionable this late in the game. Like, you know, once the heavy tanks start coming out, this is exactly the situation where you need the AT grenades the most, right? Because you'll damage the engine, and that's what lets you get your AT guns, and the tank destroyers get the damage in on them.
Yeah, and there's a blizzard incoming. The Germans have got to take back some of the map here. They don't have any half tracks, no real mobile capping power at the moment. So if they're not careful, they're going to get snowed in for a couple of minutes here, and the Soviets are just going to be able to line up their giant Su-85 AT wall of doom.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication. Soviet Katyusha bombarding the conscript squad killed somebody in there, so probably if I were choosing targets to bombard on this map, my allies' conscripts would not be high on the list. Oh, and then he recruits the mortar at the last minute. What's he doing? Next
to Panzer Grenadiers? He's about to lose 2 squads if he's not careful.
Yeah, that's painful. He's lucky those Panzer Grenadiers got sort of half suppressed by the mortar. By his own mortar, I think. That was the German mortar firing there? I don't know. Units they don't seem not to get suppressed by explosions in this game compared to the original Company Heroes, but they still do this sort of crawling around thing when an explosion happens near them.
Oh, that was an unlucky bundle.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more deaths there. But instead, he lost the squad. So, it seems like very static map control the past few minutes. Both sides have been more or less split down the middle. The Soviets have their fuel. The Germans have yet to capture their fuel, although it is decapped, so not a bad place for the Soviets to be hanging out. They've got the majority of the VPs and their fuel compared to the Germans, and somehow they destroyed this fuel OP on the left while I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I mean, despite the fact that the Germans haven't had good control over their fuel, I mean, I've got Rogers with 198 fuel. I assume Boogeyman probably has a little bit less than that. He just pumped out a Panther. But that would be, I think we're looking at what? That would be 2 Panthers, that one, the one that just died. So they are able to get some armor out. You've got the Tiger on the field, obviously. So we'll see how much fuel is that? Yeah, 250. So who knows? Rogers could be going for a second Tiger. He's got Panzer Grenadiers, regular Grens, 2 Pios, an MG, and a mortar. So I'm not quite sure that's going to do that much damage against your shock troops and your Soviet kind of conscript spam. And it looks like a Katyusha's going off again.
Yes, tough. It's in the blizzard, so it can't really see anything, and there's not much there. It's mostly just hitting buildings and stuff, but it does look pretty impressive. That's always fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, my PC can't. It looks all right, but it's not nearly as impressive, I'm sure, as what it probably looks like on your screen.
We got to take up collections or something. Get Bawx a new PC. But
okay.
Yeah.
That I have no idea. I don't think that's what you're supposed to use Kickstarter for, but I'll give it a try.
You can use it for whatever you want. We have 150 fuel being floated by Smiles Shows Happiness now, so he is teched up to whoop, just kidding. He is teched up to tier 4, and you know, he could be building his Su-85s at any point. It's just he's saving it maybe for the ISU 152. He's gonna cost 290. It's totally not worth it.
Germans meet the Soviet infantry wall. Although the Tiger looks like he just got an 18 aid. That's not looking good. That's a lot of infantry. I think there's an AT gun hiding somewhere there. Su-85 actually is hiding just south there, but
yeah,
he turned it.
Attacking into a blizzard is tough when your opponent's got the Su-85s, because those are the things with the really long range that you're going to have trouble taking on when they're hitting you. Oh, and we have an IL-2 precision bombing strike called in on the Tiger in the path of the retreat. Very nice job there for the Soviets predicting where it was going. And
right down the hatch.
That was a nice bombing strike from that IL-2's. Tiger is dead. I think it... Did it get an infantry squad too?
I'm looking for the mangling bodies. I see certainly a dead Tiger. I believe the infantry got out in time.
Yeah, but that was nice. He predicted exactly where the Tiger was going. I think Rogers tried to curve it away at the last moment, sort of to the right, but that wasn't happening.
And the Panther just kind of joyriding on the right-hand side here. I think Boogeyman was hoping for a flank and then didn't see the armor. Just kind of cruising around right now, doing a little dance.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always tempting when you have like a tank out or something. You're like, hey, it's got a lot of armor. I'm going to send it over to the side. There's not going to be anything there on the side that can blow me up. I'll just kill whatever infantry I see, and then I'll be able to cap the side whenever I want. But, you know, the danger of that, especially when your opponent's got AT grenades and Su-85s, is that you get caught out of position, just destroyed. Or even for the Russians, the danger of that is you push your Su-85 too far into enemy territory. Then it's easy to flank. So it's pretty dangerous to do it for either team. And I think you're probably better off just grouping all your heavy vehicles together either in the middle or on one of the 2 flanks and making some sort of concerted assault, rather than saying, hey, here's something I can send off because it's got a lot of heavy armor that I don't need to protect with infantry, because you kind of do need to protect it with infantry, especially if you want to follow up on any progress you make by scaring off enemy infantry.
And here comes the Soviets again on the bottom left-hand side.
So these Grenadiers have Vet 3 with only 9 kills. Probably a lot of that's from damage they've taken. Or damage they've done, I guess, because you don't have to kill anybody to get Vet anymore.
Do you know if Pios get veterancy from repairing? Probably not. I think that would make a little bit of sense.
That would be cool. We have to wait. There's been a lot of repairing in this game, so we just gotta wait for someone to start doing it again. Figure out what's going on. So we do have 2 Su-85s now from SVA-MP, and still no fuel spent from Smile Shows Happiness. So at this point, I'm pretty sure he's waiting for an ISU 152, or he's just like really bad at spending his fuel, because there's no other reason to be floating 500 manpower and 220 fuel at this point.
Yeah, I mean, big push here on the left. That MG, to its credit, I think it's going to go down, is actually held off that infantry assault. Soviet player really should have ran a couple squads up the road, you know, in addition to having, you know, a little bit of flanking, nothing too intense. Whoa! Big bomb. Just went off left-hand side.
Somehow I didn't see the explosion from that, but I saw all the deaths. Yeah, that machine gun was a hero. All the Russians need to do is take their shock troops and drop a smoke grenade directly in front of it. That would have let all his squads approach completely, like, safely, right? Because there's nothing you can do to see around smoke or through smoke. So he could have just waltzed right up to that point blank and shot it to death. All it takes is one smoke grenade from your shock troops.
Thanks, True Sight.
Yeah, well, it's pretty good, but instead he just walked straight at it and spent 20 minutes firing with his Su-85s and infantry. He did finally kill it, but that was like a hero machine gun right there.
Oh, went with the, looks like he missed. Grenja tried to wipe out that sniper squad with the rifle grenade, got one. Yeah, the other unit got away.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a miss or not. Sometimes it can be tough to aim those rifle grenades. You aim directly at one of them and you kill him, but then you don't get the other. We have a Shrek dropped in the middle, so he could totally pick that up with... the Soviet could totally pick that up with any of his infantry, but I don't know. That's something you want to steal ASAP, I think, from the Germans, because Shreks are just so powerful, and the Soviets have jack shit for handheld anti-tank, or for infantry.
I think Panther's going for the Katyusha right now, but he can't quite get around.
Oh no! Oh no! There's 2 AT guns and 2 Su-85s coming up on him.
Run, little buddy,
really
run!
Bad. Duh, he's just digging himself further in a hole. This is gonna be ugly. Is he gonna get out?
I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of AT around there. Although, to be fair, if I'm Rogers, I start pushing up now because all the heavy AT is back in the base.
Yeah, no kidding. This Panther's got everybody distracted, right? Like there's
everybody
2
move up.
Run away. It's gonna get out, I think, if this next hit doesn't kill it. Ooh. And it doesn't.
What's it? We're good. Okay. Got caught on an ice slick. Gotta watch out.
Yeah, even slipping and sliding on the snow a little bit, it seems like.
Hit that tree.
Yeah. Just gotta wipe out all the remaining trees on this map. None will be remaining.
Yeah, Boogeyman does have, he has his Pyos on the right-hand side with the Shrek squad, so his support for that Panther's on the opposite side of the map, which is, I know I mentioned earlier, that's why I like pushing center and left, center and right, is that I don't have to run my units all the way across the map and expose them to enemy fire before I can get some support help. But that was kind of impressive. The Soviets, I assume, were back on the field.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That Panther seemed to have stunned them, because now they're just hanging out with their 2 Su-85s down here in the back. They got their mortar here in the back. They seem very reluctant to push forward, even though it's during a blizzard, which is kind of the excellent time to push forward, because, you know, your opponent's not going to see you coming, so you can get sort of right up in their grill before the fighting starts.
Ooh, Gren squad with the LMG 42 and the Gewehr 43. Oh, that just took a shot to the face.
That damned AT. Man, Soviets have so much like artillery on other stuff. Su-76s, ZIS-76s, the Katyushas, I guess, but those are artillery anyway. So we finally have the ISU-152 that he's been saving up for the past like 20 minutes being called in. This huge tank. We'll have to see if it can turn the tide. I don't really get to see these a lot because I play 1v1s. What do you think about the ISU-152?
I haven't really had a chance to encounter it. Usually when I play 2v2s, we're not playing that much. We don't get that far into the game, and usually the resources aren't enough where we have to deal with it. I believe that's the one... Actually, I'll just go and take out the fog of war. There's the one that has the turret, and then there's the one that is fixed. I'm trying to remember. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, so it's the ISU has the fixed gun. The IS-2 is the one with the turret. The IS-2 is basically just a big tank. The ISU is more of an assault gun sort of thing. Yeah,
I'm a little mixed on it. Obviously, the range is absurd. Kind of like it's the equivalent of a German elephant, I assume. The only problem is, especially on a map like this, you know, it can be circle strafed. You know, unless you have to have some scouting. You know, if you use your snipers and throw some flares up. You know, some of the best moments I've seen in this game are where Soviet player sneaks around, throws up a flare, and all of a sudden, you know, an ISU-152 just starts wailing on all of their tanks, and they don't know what hit them. You know, it's too late. So we'll see how it goes. Just like on a map like this, it's kind of easy to circle strafe. But if you do keep it back and make it a part of your AT wall, it's pretty effective. And if I'm not mistaken, it does a pretty good job killing infantry. Oh, I think we've got a Boogeyman's got a Panzerwerfer that just got obliterated. Was that counter barrage? What was that?
Was it? Must have been. Is the ISU got a vehicle kill? How far away was that?
It's up by that attack gun, and it one-shotted it.
That's impossible. There's no way that happened.
That's pretty rad.
It's got a vehicle kill.
I take it all back. I'm sorry, viewers. The ISU-152 is amazing.
That's impossible. Look at that's not.
Is that? That's 2 screens.
That's
was the rocket.
There is no way that I cannot believe that. I mean, I saw the ISU fire, you said it died, it got a vehicle kill, that had to be it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. And here come the Soviets. If I am Rogers and Boogeyman, I might be quivering in my boots right now. They don't have a whole lot right now to counter a big push by the Soviets. I don't see. I got a mortar going off. I got pack guns. That's about it. And the Soviets are kind of pushing up on the right-hand side too. Big flank coming in from the right to the center. Let's see if maybe Rogers and... Well, obviously not quite dead yet, but this could put them away for a while. We'll see how they react.
That's like the length of Angeville. I cannot get over how far this ISU can fire. That's the most ridiculous thing. Oh man, we haven't... Oh, what is going on? Strafing runs from both sides. I guess that was a bombing. Oh my god! Oh, that was a Stuka dive bomb, right?
Yeah, well, so much for the massive Soviet infantry push. Well played, guys. I didn't think the Germans had in them. Off map saves the day.
Yeah, I mean, the Soviets are still pushing up with their sniper on the right. We have 32 kills on the Scout Sniper Squad. 32 and Vet 3, so that's extremely impressive. Got to give it to the Soviets for keeping that alive for that long. We still have this strafing run from the Germans going in.
Yeah, it's kind of just cruising around. It sits around for a while. Although I'm looking at the close air support, it says, oh, it doesn't give a time. It just says the plane will loiter, whatever that means.
Yeah, it means 20 minutes of just continual strafing. But it actually did some good damage to the IS-2 when it came in. Like, you know, it's not dead or anything, but the health bar went down.
Yeah, a little risky moving the IS-2 up. Although, I guess to be fair, the Soviets can probably afford to move up that AT wall a little bit. I'm not saying you rush into their base, but there's that big crater right next to the Panzerschreck. I would think it could probably safely move everything up that far. You know, to stop them from moving.
Would also give them an excuse to grab the Panzerschreck. Having moved all their infantry through the center into that VP where they got Stuka bombed, you'd think one of them would at least stop to grab that Panzerschreck. Give it to the scout or the shock troops. Those would be tremendous with a Panzerschreck because they've got more health than most infantry, so they could just sit there firing at a tank forever.
Unless they're using it as bait. Probably not. Maybe they don't see it.
Yeah, well, like, it's crummy bait, right? Because the Germans are so low on infantry that they barely have anything that can grab the Panzerschreck. So at that point, it's like, what do I want? Do I want bait, or do I want, like, the best anti-tank gun, or best handheld anti-tank gun in the game? Especially because one Soviet player cannot get Guards Rifle, and the other Soviet player cannot get Guards Rifle. Neither of them can get Guards Rifle. They both have the shock troop doctrine, so if they want any handheld anti-tank, they're going to need to pick up that Shrek, so they totally should.
I mean, when you play 1v1s, this strikes me as the kind of moment where if you're the Soviets, you can put this thing away right now. And I understand because we're shoutcasting, we don't, you know, the fog of war is off, and hindsight's always 20/20. But when you play 1v1s, how do you know when to just step on your opponent's neck, where it's like, it's over? You know, like, do you usually keep track of units? Is it a feeling? You know, how do you approach a situation like that, where it's like, I'm not sitting this out, like, I'm ending this now? You know?
Yeah, I mean, the way I typically do it is pay attention to the fuel, right? You keep track of what your opponent has been spending their fuel on, and you pay attention to how often...
Hey, Tiger.
Yeah, that Tiger is just... that's not... Nice try. He bought the Panther some time, but now the Panther's fucked.
Yeah, as I said, ISU AD2 should be able to just wipe it out right now. 3, 2, 1, fire. Got him.
Oh,
although it is down
destroying me out of control.
Yikes. Rogers and Boogeyman have nothing. Rogers has 3 Gren squads that are pretty beat up, although they are all vets, so good there. Panzer Grenadier squad, a pack gun and a Pio. That's
not gonna have the pack gun for very long.
Yeah, right. Although Boogeyman is currently loading up on Panzer Grens. Oh, he's got, I'm double checking. That's a Panzer Gren. Regular Gren. Yeah, he's got a Panzer Gren. He's got 3 of them in his base. Not really doing anything with them right now. So probably Shrek those things up. He's got the 2 right now, trying to fend off a little incursion by those conscripts. But yeah, very standoffish right now. I'm kind of surprised actually, and now I understand maybe why, because the strength of the Soviets is you can sit back and really let your opponent hunt you. But man, I would be thinking, especially that giant infantry blob on the left-hand side. I've got to find a way to put this game away. You know.
Yeah, no, Soviets are being way too passive. I think you're totally right about that. They have this sniper squad in their base that I think has been idle for at least 20 minutes now. They're just striking weird, sexy poses because that's what Relic thinks Soviet snipers spent their time doing. And so that's definitely a misuse of their units there. And also we solved the mystery, do you get veterancy for repairing? The answer is no. These combat engineers repaired the ISU-152, and I don't think they got any vet for that. They're really close to 1 star, though.
I might be okay with them. That makes sense to patch that in. Maybe not. Like I said, I'm not a dev. I don't do that. It's not my living. But I think it'd be kind of cool. It makes a little bit of sense. Oh, engagement on the left. Nice nade.
Oh, the sniper! No.
That 3 conscript squads down to 4 guys. Uh-oh, rocket attack. And
yeah.
Random Molotov just for old time's sake.
The Katyusha misfired, sort of. It's sort of where the German infantry used to be rather than where the German infantry went, but I guess that was worth it to cut off their retreat path and keep yourself from killing your own guys. So now we have an IS-2 and an ISU. You can now say IS-2 without being incorrect, because we got them both on the map. And oof, they wipe out a German squad. This is looking really bad for Rogers and Boogeyman.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of surprised that these 2 Gren squads made it out alive. Another late Molotov? That must just been an animation thing, but yeah, the 2 conscript squads and a shock troop squad hiding on the left-hand side there, capping the fuel. During that engagement, he probably could have shown up and cut them all off, and I doubt they would have made it out alive, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, no, definitely. Soviets need to get all of their assets into the fight and doing stuff. They did finally move that 1 sniper squad, and they replaced the dead one, so they've got 2. But when you have 2 heavy tanks, the ISU and the IS-2, you have an Su-85 and another Su-85. You have 2 AT guns, or just the 1? At least 1 AT gun and a shit ton of infantry. Like, that's at the point where you think, like, look, maybe let's push through in the middle, see what they've got. Turns out the Germans don't have anything, so if you tried that, it would work perfectly. But, you know, at least push your luck and try and see how it's going on. At least finally they're capping some stuff on the left. They've cut the Germans off, and they're capping on the right. So, finally making, yeah.
Yeah, and they're also trying to take care of some VPs right now. A little late. They probably could have capped that VP probably a minute or 2 ago and continued the bleed. Surprisingly, considering how the Germans have been kicked off the map so many times, the VPs are relatively even. It's 254 to 270.
Yeah.
Change right now.
I mean, it's tough to figure why that's the case. Maybe the Soviets just left the middle VP uncapped for a while. That one can be sort of tough to remember because it's slightly farther forward than you want to go. Certainly past this Shrek that they seem allergic to picking up.
Slightly moving on the right, gets his Panther, what's it called? AT bombed or AT nated, so he's got to repair that. Always kind of a pain. I guess if I'm the Germans, where do you push?
Oh man, you don't push over here on the right because you just get Katyusha and lose a squad and a half.
Wop wop.
That's really painful. So Soviets weirdly splitting their forces, sending their 2 Su-85s to the right without any infantry support, which is not a good choice. But if they do meet this Panther, things will probably go pretty well for them. It's going to take some judicious use of Fausts from Rogers to keep his Panther alive if these Su-85s get the scent.
Yeah, he's got the machine gun set up, well, the stolen one, right? It's a stolen MG42. So, but he can't. Oh, he can't see him because of the blizzard, right?
Right. Yeah, they're going to have to move basically next to the campfire before the MG42 can get sight, and so it's just neither people know the others there. Although, of course, if the Soviets use their tactical map, they can see that the fuel is being capped by the Germans, so he knows there's people there. He just, I don't know, he's not doing anything about it.
Oh, there it is. And it's probably not going to... Well, actually, the benefit of having to get so close is the Germans can't grenade you, right? Because there's that minimum range or whatever, so...
Yeah, true.
Here comes the Panther, although the Su-85 is too busy shooting at infantry. There's the 18-aid, and that Panther, it looks toast.
Yeah, he's not getting out of there.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, no way.
Oh.
No way.
Roger's pulling some crazy shit. Oh, man.
What is going... Oh, traffic jam. No way. Is he gonna get these?
This is when you back one of your Su-85s out of the situation so that then it gets sort of far away, and when it's far away, there's no way the opponent can circle strafe both of them at once.
Yeah, I mean, the MG's down. He's got a conscript squad, maybe trying to 18-8 it. One down. That other one looks like it's in trouble too. It simply can't rotate up. It got
it's just upgrade Shreks.
And there's no way.
Rogers is gonna do it.
Oh, round of applause.
Yes, that was tremendous.
Give that tank driver a medal. That was awesome. And dead Su-85. And a dead conscript squad, I think.
Yeah,
too.
the conscript squad sacrificed themselves to almost kill the Panther. Look at that health. The engine is destroyed. Its butt is facing the enemy, so Rogers needs to take these pioneers.
Wait.
Oh no.
I think he's toast. Oh.
Oh boy. This is just bloody and brutal. That was really great from Rogers, circle strafing those two. You ever get in that situation yourself, of course, just back one of your tanks out of there. Get one of them out, and then when it's far enough away that it can shoot back, that's when you can make it happen.
And that's what, I guess, when people talk about blizzards really changing a battle, that's how it happens. The only reason why the infantry can get that close in the first place to get a Panzerfaust out is because they simply couldn't, the MG couldn't see him. So
yeah, and I mean, that's the only reason the Panther got that close to the Su-85s either, right? Because the first couple of volleys from the Su-85 brought the Panther down to that sliver of health. Had this been a non-blizzard situation, the Panther would have been dead before it even got close enough to circle strafe.
And
that area would have pulled it back, right?
And an inexplicable scout car is going into the base. I assume that was just a scout. But I think they're seeing all the infantry right now, and there's no way they can be happy campers. Although there's a broom bar making an appearance on the left-hand side. It's kind of nice. It's been a while since I've seen one of those in a game.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen these since some guy in a 1v1 tried to spam them versus me in the early part of the beta. It didn't work, but it's really weird. There's just explosions everywhere. Actually, no, I've seen a broom bar since then. I shoutcast a match with one of them. I think I saw 2 broom bars take out a heavy Soviet tank or something, so maybe we'll see that. We have a KV-8 flamethrower tank out, so this is the bane of all German infantry. Even with Shreks, you're not going to be able to take it out because you have to stand still to fire and just roasts you.
Yeah, it looks like he might get what's in a little bit late on the radio, a little bit lag there. There's a Katyusha rocket goes off, although I think he got him to get away.
I'm not sure if it's the... I think it was the shock troops probably killing the thing on the retreat. So now we have 2 Shreks.
Everywhere. Shreks for Christmas, Shreks for your birthday. You can donate them to food banks.
The Soviets really need to pick these up with their shock troops. They're just leaving them around. The Germans are getting the back. Boogeymann's got one. He's gonna get the other. Boogeymann's got the other. Don't leave these for your opponent. It's just painful. Why not pick them up? You have 6 men in your squad. It doesn't even hurt you as much as it hurts the Germans to pick them up, right? Because you have 6 men, so you're not gonna lose much firepower. And I don't know what this ISU-152 is doing. It's facing back to its own base. There's nothing there to shoot, buddy.
So what happens when you let the new guy drive?
Yeah, I guess the driver who knows what he's doing is now sitting on top with the machine gun, just going crazy with it. He's like, yes, I have a gun!
It's like a really, really bad time to play Chinese fire drill.
Yeah. So we have a Stuka dive bomb came in on the IS-2, sorry, dropped it to half health, but without any way to follow this up, it's probably just going to be a lot of wasted munitions for the Germans. Maybe they can come in with the Shreks?
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, to Rogers and Boogeymann's credit, they're slowly working their way back into the game, and I think that's more to do with being able to capitalize on their opponent's kind of strategic and tactical mistakes than it is anything else. Although he's got to be really careful. Boogeyman just lost a Panzer Grenadier squad, and if it gets one more flame, he might be able to catch another one, but he gets away. But yeah, so I mean, part of a game like this is you got to be able to take advantage of the fact if your opponent isn't playing well. And so if the Soviets are going to make mistakes like drive 2 Su-85s aside with no infantry support, the sign of a good player says, I'm going to take advantage of that. And I think, to Rogers and Boogeymann's credit, they've done a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, I'd say probably the biggest mistake that the Soviets have been making is just not capitalizing on their 2 massive super tanks in the center. They've been using them mostly to knock down trees. I guess the ISU-152 does have a ton of infantry kills just by picking away at them, but by the time you have these 2 massive tanks, you want to maybe try and do a breakthrough or something. Don't just hold on to half the middle.
You might lose conscripts. Conscripts are not having a good time throwing Molotovs. I think it's 3 in a row, except for that one. That one broke the streak, so you're good there.
So I guess the broom bar and the conscripts near him got strafed by some sort of IL-2 precision bombing strike, took it down to half health, and then the Katyusha is starting to finish it off, so it's going to have to be careful with that broom bar. It doesn't want to lose it for nothing. It can do a really good job holding on to the left, I think, as long as the opponent just sends infantry, because it's got so much armor that there's no way infantry, even if they can't do anything, right? I guess if they grab Shreks, they could have a chance, but these Soviet players hate Shreks, so we'll never see that.
Right, and actually the ISU-152 overextended just a little bit and got itself Panzerfausted. Probably should have just thrown it right down the road. It could have probably wiped out this broom bar in one shot.
Oh man, Panzerwerfer coming in on clump Soviet infantry, kills a ton of them. Right by the KV-8 on the right. So yeah, the Soviets just have so many tanks. They have 2 super tanks, they have a KV-8, and I guess they could have 2 Su-85s if they hadn't thrown them away against the Panthers. So that's when you use your armor superiority to push through and destroy people. No, don't use the flamethrower on the KV-8 against the Panzer.
Roast the Shreks that are hitting you and make sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's an AI. I assume. Yeah, it's kind of weird. There we go. He's roasting him now. Well, he's got to be really careful. That's a lot of Shreks. And he's called down. Yeah, it looks like, what do they just call it? Airstrike? Or is that the incendiary? Incendiary.
Yeah, that may have been a bad choice.
He bombed his... Oh no, it's abandoned!
So there's a Panzerschreck there, which means the Soviets are never going to recrew the tank because they're scared of being near Panzerschrecks probably. But look, they decrewed the Panzerwerfer. 2 tons of decrewed vehicles this game. We had the scout car that the Soviets recrewed long ago. Yeah. They grabbed the Panzerwerfer, and I'm sure they'll take their KV-8 back. They've got to.
Lost the ISU 152 on the left-hand side. He got flanked by a Panther, by the Rimbar, and some Shreks. Wasn't paying attention and got absolutely decimated. It's just kind of a burning corpse there in the center of the road.
Yeah, nice job, Rogers. We're late enough into the game that the sort of prevalence of artillery all over the map is making it tougher to keep AT guns alive. The Soviets do still have this one ZIS, but it's just tougher to get them into position and use them effectively. So when you get this late in the game and each squad or each team has this rocket artillery that they can just call in and stuff, that's when it's time to start getting really mobile with your tanks, because you don't have to worry as much about the AT guns, because chances are you've already bombarded them like 8 times into death with your rockets.
Yeah, and I mean, let me know what you think of this, especially in team games with Blizzards on winter maps. I like having a half-track around with a pilot squad in it. It's not offensive. All it does is cap. I mean, I use it to run around behind enemy lines and maybe just uncap something, run somewhere else, you know, because they can't react fast enough. You know, infantry move really slow. They have to be careful of not freezing to death. In a game like this, would having, you know, a half-track, if you're the Germans, you think it would really help them out to be able to cap, or they just don't have the manpower or the resources to pull it off?
Yeah, I mean, it can be tough to justify when you've got your opponent's tanks on the field, right? Because like one stray hit and your half-track is just destroyed. But you know, it's really helpful in terms of reinforcing too on the field. Do we have a hammer and sickle painted on this Panzerwerfer? I think we do. That looks pretty awesome.
Oh, he stole the uh-oh. Panther getting a couple of rear shots here on this ISU 152. He's running right into a bunch of infantry, going for some...
Oh, nice crushing. 2 of them down.
Someone naded. Somebody, that's a dead engineer squad, just about. Oh no, he's down to 1 guy. He was hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, 2 guys actually, I think. There's one like way far away. I don't know where he is. Like, there's the one in the bushes and then one down south by the...
Oh, nice.
But yeah. Oh man, we have... The Panther caught between the IS-2 and the IS-152. I don't know.
That save it.
What was that huge explosion in the middle that destroyed the IS-2 and the thing right next to it? Or, oh man, what is going on?
This is insane. There's a blizzard in. The IS-2 is down.
I can't see anything during a blizzard.
Although the Panther's gonna be in trouble if they can't. The AT gun's turned around. It's that too, but it's not facing the right way. So the player's got to micro that. There we go. He's gonna face it now.
Finally repositioned. Oh no!
It was too heavy. He had to reposition it. There we go. He'll get a couple. And he takes it out. It's gone.
Oh, so potentially those were Shreks in the middle, taking out those, doing so much damage to the Soviet tanks, although I feel like it was an off-map or something that... Okay, oh, it must have been a Stuka dive bomb, that's what it looked like. So there's a Stuka dive bomb on the IS-2, took it down to such low health, and now the Shreks may be going to finish it off. This is
that thing is toast. There's no way. Katyusha fires behind them, probably anticipating a retreat. Main gun down. Oh, please be abandoned. Oh, never mind, it's gone. Kind of hoping for a German IS-2.
So that was sort of a palate cleanser. We lost the 2 Soviet heavy tanks, we lost the Panther, and I don't know, where's the where's the ZIS AT gun? Oh, it crawled it back to base to heal up. So while they're healing up, we got a blizzard. Now is a good time for a time sink. I'm at 52:36, 7, 8, 9, 40, 52:41, 2, 3, and 1 Shrek hit kills the Katyusha. I just saw this in Rogers and Pounder's latest shoutcast. Oh, another Katyusha down. 1 Shrek can kill these Katyushas from the front. It's pretty crazy.
2 down. Nice.
It's like playing Men of War or something. 1 Shrek takes out a vehicle, like in real life. You figure in Company Heroes it would survive? Nope, just one rocket, you're dead. I guess it's because they're carrying around so much explosive stuff on the back of the Katyusha.
See, right-hand side, once again, moving up with an Su-85. This time, thankfully, Soviets have some infantry support to back up that Su-85, who is currently spinning in circles.
Yeah, you know, you want to face those forward, maybe, is where you want the Su-85 to be facing. And right now, the Germans just sort of a mass infantry retreat back to their base, but they do have an elephant and a Broombar out on the field, so this is going to be what the Germans pin their hopes on from now on.
Yeah, the only thing I'm a little cautious about, it's the VPs, I think, are, what, 28 or, yeah, I think it's 28 to 186, and Soviets have more capping power on the field. This is probably, oh, elephant on the field, very nice. But they gotta be very careful right now. Yeah, you know, unit preservation, The one thing to criticize of the Germans is that they mass retreat off the map. So especially when you're down at what 19 VPs or something right now, they're cutting it really close. You got to keep some infantry on the field here, and so that might end them. They might have the tank superiority, which they fought really hard to get back. But if they can't cap those VPs, it's GG.
Yeah, I mean, the Soviet love of blobbing is helping them out here, because the Soviets, it's tougher for the Soviets to capture everything on the map when they use their masses of infantry, not as a mass all over, but in one big group. This Broombar just getting destroyed by the Su-85, shooting it in the back for some reason, and yeah, Germans are going to be in big trouble if they can't get a hold of these VPs. Down to 9, oh my god. 9
VPs. Capping, and then the Soviets have the one in the north, they have they're uncapping the one in the south, but they can cap that one in the north, they just did, they have 2. What are they down to? 8? We got 8 VPs now.
This is crazy. We have a marauding Su-85 trying to end this right here. Basically just drive into the center and catch the elephant. The Su-85 can't really do that, right? Because it's not going to be able to circle strafe. Just as soon as it shows up to the elephant's like, how about I just shoot you?
He's about to get a face full of Shreks right now, or at least a side full anyway, and that thing's toast. Goodbye, Su-85.
Yeah, so you can't really be a hero Su-85 like that. If you have something else to tank the damage from the elephant, or even the Shreks, maybe, but just driving in on your own with the tank destroyer, you can't circle strafe, right? So this is not going to happen. The elephant's just going to turn and shoot you.
And it looks like Soviets are going right to the center. You got a group of Panzergrens right now trying to hold them off. There's the flame tank that should be able to chase them away, but if you're Rogers and Boogeyman, I don't know if I would retreat at all. I keep them there.
Well, yeah, retreating didn't help because they just all died.
Oh, toasty crispy.
That's ridiculous. Flamethrowers are crazy on the retreat because they don't have a negative. Oh no, out of control KV-8. They don't have a negative penalty for firing at retreating people the way that most weapons do, and so that's what makes the KV-8 and the flame half-track and the clown cars so impressive. It's because they can chase down retreating units with the flames and just keep them on them. Wipe out whole squads. But
the Soviets are about to cap the center. They've got the VP in the north, and they're trying to make a push here in the south, although they're facing a Broombar, so they're going to have a bad time.
But yeah, I mean, I'm having trouble seeing the Germans, doing anything, right? They're at 4 VPs. If they don't capture something right the heck now...
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, the north VP isn't being contested. You got the center one? There's no way. 3,
down to 1 VP.
2.
Oh, stop the tick.
Oh, that's it. Oh, come on. There's no way. If I'm the Soviets, I would be so mad right now. I've got these suckers down to 1. Oh, no.
The question is, what did he do with those conscript squads that he totally had over there? They're not they just retreated back to base at some point, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm seeing him kind of flying back. Now, I might be, just double checking on time check, I might be a second or 2 behind, and with 1 VP left, that's really important. So I'm at 56, 57, 56, 58, 56, 59, 57 exactly.
Yeah, no, you're behind me. Let me pause for a sec.
Okay.
Tell me when you hit 5708.
Okay, I just hit it.
9, 10, 11, 12?
Yes, we're good.
Awesome. So this is pretty nuts for the Germans. They could maybe hold on for a while. They have the elephant, which has massive range, but aside from that, all it is infantry. So I'd be really worried if I were the Germans. You just could get pushed off at some point, right?
How are the Soviets doing with capping power? I mean, I see a kind of a nice-sized blob in the center there. If I'm Rogers and Boogeyman, I pick 2 VPs and that's it. I don't think I would string myself out over all 3. Maybe throw a machine gun down. Rogers has, he's got 228 manpower income at the moment. He's got 161 ammo, so not quite enough to get a Stuka support out. So just in case, but if they play this right, it's very possible for them to pull it off. There's just no mistakes. You got to make sure that you don't get a sneaky cap. It would be nice if the Soviets had their sniper, because he could sneaky cap. He just run around the side of the map, and then he doesn't have to cap the VP. He just has to uncap it. If that makes sense. So we'll see how they do. Have they used that Panzer Riffer that they stole, or are they trying to sell it for parts?
Yeah, all right. Well, they did repair it, so if they're trying to sell it for parts, they're not doing a good job. They do have 2 kills there. Looks like they're going to lose a Vet 3 conscript squad if they're not careful on this retreat. Manages to get out. That was really close.
Ooh. Yeah, and then it looks like another push in the center. Just don't cap anything. Just go. Just go.
You don't need that territory point. What are you going to do with that? What do you think that's useful for? Come on.
Only imagine that the bladders of the Soviet player are ready to explode. Just cap it and do your thing at this point. Like it's almost there, but we'll see if the Germans can hold them off. It's actually, they're down to 90. They had a little bit of time to plan this out, so...
Yeah, and the triple cap is working out really well for the Germans, right? Because that's just bleeding really fast. We have a really weird, like, ZIS AT gun moved all the way to the left for the Soviets, but not supported with any infantry or anything.
Well,
except...
Yeah, the broom bar is really hurt. It's down to just under half health, maybe a third health, just a little under that. And if that AT gun can get a sight, but I assume, let me see, Fog of War, yeah, the AT gun can't see it.
Yeah, not even close in a blizzard.
And you get the blizzard there. You got the AT. Finally, machine guns are being set up right now. It looks like Soviets are pushing on the right there. And I mean, 330 something. Fuel's never been an issue for the Germans the entire game. They might need some ammo. They're probably going to need an emergency bombing support. Here comes the Soviet blob on the bottom left.
Yeah, so this is why you don't blob, right? It looks like he'll take out the broom bar with the flanking AT gun, but well, he just manages to walk up to the MG42 anyways, because suppression is weird in this game, but he was suppressed for a while, could have captured this much faster had he been flanking, and so now we have the Soviets coming in, they're gonna take the left, I think. IL-2 bombing run, overkill, wipes out the dead MG corpse, wipes out the Pioneers, wipes out the broom bar. The left VP is now theirs.
He's got the center, he's got an Su-85 that won't do anything, although there is a bunker up, so Rogers is protecting it in the center with the bunker. Hopefully that won't matter. There goes the Panzerwerfer that was useless anyway.
Yeah, why did you drive that into the VP, dude? There's literally, like, oh, come on. Loses the SU from these fantastic Panzer Grenadiers firing.
How many squads can I fit inside of a victory point?
Oh, no.
He's going with 4. They're asking for trouble. Rogers does not have the ammo or the...
I hear a Stuka coming in.
Oh, Boogeymann's going to save the day. Is he
Oh! That's it. It looks like they're gonna hold this VP, and
oh, they're so close. The Soviets, they're so close. I'm looking at the little. It's right there. Oh, and they got the left capped. They need a sneaky cap. Where's the sneaky sniper? That's why you have a sneaky sniper. Is you throw him up in the north, and then the game magically ends and everyone's mad.
Yeah, I mean that would do it, right?
Holy cow.
Oof,
There's no way they're going to be able to survive the onslaught here, and I don't see any other. Because the Soviets are down to 25, although they've stopped the bleeding, and they're setting up shop right now. They got to run something to the right. That mortar team needs to get over there. Something at this point needs to run its way to the north and go for it. Because at least it's stopped. You know, it's 1 to 25 right now, and the Germans are not. Oh, there you go. They're finally moving back to cap again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Soviets must know the elephants there, and especially they're going to know the elephants there now that their infantry is moving in behind it. So they got to figure, look, it's probably going to be easier to take the right or something. Or they could have even gone just more gung-ho in the middle or something. Instead of sending their Panzerwerfer and Su-85 in to die in the middle of VP, they could have held those back. Both of those units are much better at long range, obviously, so there's no reason to drive them into the center VP. I think that's maybe going to cost them the game, because they ate a bunch of Shreks from those Panzer Grenadiers in the center, lost all their vehicles. Instead, they could use a Panzerwerfer to barrage those enemy infantry who barely had a hold on that center VP.
Grenade, oh, wait a second, it's down to 1 man. That Panzer Grenade has got to be really careful. It's 2, got 1 to 18 right now on VPs. It's going to retreat. Soviets might get the decap on this, at least to stop the bleeding. I don't know, I feel like I'm watching a game of football. They gotta punch this thing in at the 1-yard line, and they can't do it. Like, it's...
Yeah, except incendiary artillery doesn't usually come in on football. We have a bunker built in the middle that I didn't notice for a while because it's massively camouflaged and all this brown. I'm so used to snow, but oh man, everything's on fire. Panzer Grenadiers are burning. Pioneers are burning.
Snipers, here comes. This is the last. This is it. The Soviets have nothing else left. It's 1 to 10. It's ticking down. They're just going for it. And
more artillery.
Like they might get away, unless Rogers just dropped.
Is that a Stuka?
Yeah, it's a Stuka. Rogers just dropped it. He's got to get the decap. He's got to get the decap.
He's got the suppression. Oh, that's a Stuka dive bomb coming in. and
no.
the bunker's maybe going to pin these people before they capture it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to cap it. Although, on the left-hand side, he's got Panzergrens on the left-hand side. Boogeyman!
They're going to win.
Hey!
That's going to do it. That's the game.
That's over. Oh, no way.
Coming in. This is ridiculous.
They'll throw a scout car in there for fun. Oh, man. That was awesome.
Oh, what? Oh, man. And now we have more incendiary coming in the middle, but the Soviets probably haven't realized.
1-1,
yeah,
1-0 game.
That was ridiculous. So there you go. That's as many explosions as anyone could ever want from a game of Company Heroes 2, I think.
Mm-hmm. That was. I can totally see why Rogers would say that was the best game. It's hard to come back, you know, when you're down 50 VPs, let alone when you're down 1 to 125, and you dig in and that's what you get. That's impressive.
Yeah, they made it happen. That was exciting. So thank you so much for casting this with me. Thanks, Rogers, for pointing this game out to Bawx.
Mm-hmm. Hey, thanks so much for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, and check out CoH2.org for more shoutcasts and stuff from Rogers, Bawx, Pounders, me, everybody in the community. See you, everybody.
Take care.